Nelson Mandela leaves behind a vast political and human rights legacy. He is admired in South Africa and around the world for leading the intense struggle to end South Africa's oppressive system of racial segregation known as apartheid. He spent 27 years in prison for his opposition to white minority rule, and he emerged to become South Africa's first black president in 1994. Now, I am joined by Ndimyake Mwakalyelye, lead reporter. Hello, Ndimyake. Welcome to the show. She is the lead reporter and anchor at large for Africa 54, VOA's daily English TV program to Africa. Now, Ndimi, you are living here in the U.S., reporting from here.
Yes.
But you are from Tanzania yourself.
Yes.
Grew up in Zimbabwe, and so, of course, issues regarding the African continent are still very close for you.
Very close.
How have you responded to this outpouring of support that we've seen from figures around the world at Nelson Mandela's passing?
I have to say I knew it was going to be an outpouring of support, but I have to say I'm astounded by the extent of it. You know, when you think right now as we speak, 4 U.S. presidents in South Africa, in addition to about 100, I believe, top officials from different countries around the world. And just never mind the common people. This man just seemed to have had such an impact on such a personal level to so many people. And I think more and more as people are beginning to hear about him, they are starting to feel and understand why he has this persona that attracts presidents and queens and leaders from all over the world. So the surprise is just that it's much more than I expected, but I was always sure that it was going to be a big moment, and I think a lot of people knew that too.
Speaking of that personal impact that he's had for you, being African yourself, how would you describe his impact on your own life, and then also among people who are not just South African, but just Africans as a whole?
Well, the saddest thing is I never got to meet him, which I know is true for a lot of people around the world, but I feel like I know him. And that is what I find that so many people are saying. I've met so many South Africans, many who have not met him directly or, touched him, but somehow that impact, And the same is true, growing up in Zimbabwe, being in Tanzania. Of course, my first real strong knowledge of apartheid was through some of the South Africans who were living in Zimbabwe at the time, who were escaping the apartheid regime. And they just spoke so highly of this man. And when I started understanding myself, I felt like, he was somebody to be revered, somebody to be admired, and personally, like President Obama said, makes him a better man, makes me a better woman, for sure, yeah.
You talk about feeling like you knew him. How did you react when you found out that he had passed?
Well, I was here at work, and I just heard it down the hallway, Mandela's dead, or Mandela died. And I was on the phone, and I just found myself almost about to break down and cry. And I don't know why, it just hit me so personally, Of course, everybody knew it was going to happen. He has been sick for a while, and it was one of those things that, for me, I guess it was a sense of, oh my gosh, the world has lost something, like glue. He was like this glue that I felt, for one, even as he was in the background, really kept South Africa together. And even as he was in the background, really kept the world together, because every time somebody referred to Mandela, it was almost like, just this sense of righteousness. So it hit me in a way that surprised me, actually. But again, like I said, the more I keep hearing about him, I understand why.
What is it about Mandela and his story that you think contributes to him being such a powerful symbol for people like us all over the world?
As I keep hearing it, and as I keep, directly hearing from people who have met him about how he walked into a room and apparently you just felt that a powerful man walked in, even though he himself was so humble. That is it, his humility, his sense of compassion, his sense of forgiveness, the need to forgive, the need to reconcile. After 27 years, of which he served under a very brutal, prison system, where he was made to do a lot of hard labor. He was even forbidden from going to bury his children who had died while he was there. And just at the end of the day, being able to still, once he was out, invite them to his inauguration and more importantly, make them feel that they were welcome and not that they were there to be taunted and made to feel like, you know, I'm going to show the world. So it was a very interesting, it was interesting how he gave it, and it was interesting how people received it. There was that sense of genuineness.
Absolutely. An unbelievable life and legacy that Mandela has left us with now. Thank you so much, Ndimi. We really appreciate you coming on. Again, Ndimyake Mwakalyelye, reporter and anchor for VOA's Africa 54 program. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for inviting me.